Hello and welcome back to all of you, my friends. In this video, I am going to share something with you that is probably not 100% better, not 200% better, not 300, 4 or 5, but maybe 1,000% better than fertilizer. I was sitting on my bed like a few minutes ago before coming out. I was contemplating, should I start cooking before coming outside, or should I just go out in the garden, do a video, come back and cook? But guys, I just could not let this wait. I have to share it with you because for all of these years that I have been gardening, y'all know me that I am very frugal and I love to garden on a budget, and I just like to try out things in the garden to see what would actually work. And I personally just believe that whenever I make a discovery, I just have to share it with you all. So I need to share something. As a matter of fact, I need to show you all something before I share with you what I have been using in my garden that is probably 1,000% better than fertilizer. I can't believe that I am, well, it's not like I'm just noticing it, but it's just resonating with me right now. So let me show you a plant. As a matter of fact, I am going to show you 3 plants that I have been using this thing on. And you're all not going to believe that the growth I got, well, you might believe. So you know what, let me just stop yapping, show it to you all. I am starting with this little cayenne pepper plant. A few weeks ago, I added some compost in this little pot. Now look at the plant. It is little, as in Jamaica they said a little but the talawa. And there's a little cayenne pepper on it right now, and the plant is full, loaded with flowers. This is another one. I added compost in this pot because there was hardly any soil in this one right here. Let me show you. I need to show you all. I'm breaking that thing off. I added the compost, and here some of the content is still on the top, and if you look, you can see some of the things that I had put in the compost. So this container didn't have a lot of soil in it, so I said, you know what, let me just fill it up with compost, and that is exactly what I did. And right now, am I doing this thing right? Oh wow, hold on. Now guys, look at this cayenne pepper plant. Look at this. It even broke off. At one point in one of the videos I said I was going to prune it, and I didn't prune it, but it just broke off by itself. And look at this plant. The plant is exploding with a lot of flowers, about to put out a lot of fruits. And I recently staked this plant. And you know, while I was sitting on the bed, I remembered that this pepper plant is planted in nothing but pure compost, because I was composting in this 5-gallon bucket before planting anything in it. And this is why the plant has exploded. Pure compost. And I have not fertilized this container one time. I haven't fertilized this one time, and neither did I fertilize this one time. You know, I have been growing this Swiss chard here for over a year. And a few months ago, I noticed right after I took some compost from a black bin that I was composting in, and I added it to the basket here. And when I came back, this Swiss chard plant was so gigantic. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, people. Now you all look at this bell pepper plant. Look how teeny tiny it is. I bought this at Walmart a few weeks ago, and I added compost in this container with, as a matter of fact, look at all of these pepper plants. Look at them. I did not buy them at this size. No, I did not. I just simply take them out of the little pots that they came in, planted them in these 3-gallon pots with a lot of compost, no fertilizer, and look at the plants. Look at the plants, people. Look at the plants. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Compost is way, way, way better than fertilizer. So y'all, this is where I took the compost from. Don't know if y'all remembered when I was putting the stuff in here. There is a lot of things that is still being broken down in here. And the soil, it is so crumbly and it is so soft. And over here, I have some more. And I was even going to add some eggshells in here, but I'm not going to pursue with that. I even have a mango growing out of this compost. So right now, I am going to talk with you a little bit to tell you the difference with the compost and the fertilizer, because I want to convince you, I want to convince you for you all to know that the compost is really, really and truly better than the fertilizer. So let me go ahead and scoop out some of this now and tell you the difference with the compost and the fertilizer. So before we get into anything at all, let us first lay the foundation to know the difference between compost and fertilizer. Compost and fertilizer both enhance a plant's growth, but they differ in their primary functions and composition. Compost primarily improves soil structure and the health by adding organic matter, while fertilizer directly provides plants with essential nutrients. Now, this is the part you are going to love. Compost feeds the soil, while fertilizer feeds the plants. If you ask me, the soil is the most essential part of our garden. So if we feed our soil, what do you think is going to happen? The soil in return will feed our plants. Now here is a breakdown of what the compost does to the soil to provide us with those big, lush, beautiful plants. It enhances the soil structure, improves water retention and drainage, and increases microbial activity. The composition of the compost is organic matter like yard waste, food scraps, and manure if you would like to add it. I have never added any manure to my compost at all. But if you want to do that, please feel free to go ahead and do so. The compost slowly and gradually releases nutrients over time as the organic matter decomposes. It improves the soil health, as I did mention before, reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, and promotes long-term plant resilience. And that is exactly what is happening in my garden. Now let's talk about the fertilizer. The fertilizer directly promotes plants with essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which we all know as NPK. Look at this, y'all. You'll remember that big brown paper bag that I added to the compost? This is a piece of it that is still breaking down. Let's continue to dig into that good stuff. Okay, now with all of that being said, the composition of the fertilizer can be manure, bone meal, or even synthetic things like ammonium nitrate. And this can be fast acting or slow release depending on the type of fertilizer. This is another piece of corn breaking down, and it is so soft and crumbly. So it is now time to get to the conclusion of the whole matter. In essence, compost is a soil amendment that improves the overall growing environment, while fertilizer is a nutrient supplement that directly feeds the plants. All right now, family, so this is the compost that I'm going to be using in my stackable planters for my strawberries. But before I use it, I have to do something else with this before putting it in my stackable planter. So my families and friends, I hope that was enough proof to show you that compost is indeed way better than fertilizer. And now I am going to add this to my stackable planters so I can get very big, lush, beautiful, juicy strawberries when the time comes. So now I'm going to be checking on a compost pile that I started a few weeks ago, and I'm possibly going to start another one and another one and another one, because honey, if I can skip the line for fertilization in this garden, why not do it? I'm trying to work smarter and not harder. Anywho, let me go ahead now and show you what the current compost pile is looking like now. Yeah. Oh, the maintenance continues. I haven't even been back here in a while, people. In a while. Since I covered it with the leaves. Oh, I can see I have something growing out of it. And anything that grows out of your compost, it's got to be good. I didn't even bring my shovel. But you all look at this. Look at a roach. That's good. Yeah. I need to get my shovel because I need to dig in to see if there's any worms in there. Guys, I even bring my blue bucket because I'm going to be adding some of the new compost in there to put on my strawberries. Jesus, y'all see all of those roaches? Hey, well, y'all saw when I was adding everything down in here, it was just a little bit of soil that I added and a whole heap of kitchen scraps. Gosh, I don't even know what type of plant that is, and I think I killed it. What is this? I think this is some cassava or something breaking down. But people, I am telling you, this thing is way better than fertilizer. And if I don't have to fertilize anything, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to continue making more compost. And that's it. Alright, so I need to get out of here. Alright, so let me cover this. Cover this, and I'm heading back out to start working on my stackable planter. Bucket is in place, and now I am going to start emptying all of these kitchen scraps back into this barrel and this one. I might probably take out this blueberry plant to add some more kitchen scraps in here. I might even probably do it over there until I am ready to grow in those containers. And I know that those plants would really love the compost. So you know what, folks? I think I'm going to add the kitchen scraps in these barrels over here until I am ready to start growing in them. Yeah. And if I need any compost, I can always come and get it from over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to dig some holes in the middle of these and then add the kitchen scraps down in there and cover them. And all of this, my friend, all of this and this and this kitchen scraps that I have been saving. Yep. So let's start a new compost pile, and I hope after you watch this video you will go and start your compost pile as well. All right. So guys, when you're making your compost, and if you see any worms in there, trust me, you should get very excited because we really need a lot of these in our compost. All right, so if you have not yet started your compost pile, how about doing that right now? In an upcoming video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that you can put in a compost pile. You can start your compost with dirt like this, or you can just use just whatever kitchen scraps by themselves. Alright? So guys, before I go, I want you all to consider this. If nitrogen comes from onion peels, phosphorus comes from potato peels, potassium comes from banana peels, apple peels, and potato peels, and all of that is in our compost, do you still believe that we have the need to fertilize? I am going to allow you to answer that question down below. Okay? Think about it. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you soon in another video.